car is our 1968 Camaro drag car. It's on a full tubular frame underneath. It's on massive 35 fuses on the back and a Ford 9-inch rear. But it is all not ready to run and there's no engine in the front of it. Welcome to part 2 of the Camaro. Now this is going to be one of the strangest episodes we filmed, and the reason for that is I'm going to sell the Camaro. And the reason for that is I found a car that I've wanted forever, and currently it is way out of my price range. Now the plan with this was, and everybody did vote on this, to have a diesel engine in it. And I even bought a diesel engine, or a complete car, bought an E92 335D to go in this. But if I want this dream car, what I've got to do is sell both and try and make some profit on them. So what Rich and I are going to jump on today is we're actually going to be painting the Camaro. Because it looks like a patchwork quilt all over it, we thought if it was all one colour and it looks smart, it'll fetch a little bit more money than we bought it for, which will enable me to make that next step into this project car. So let's start sanding the thing down and making it look presentable.
What I want to know which previous owner sprayed the primer around the windows thinking it was steel. Day number 2 in very wintry Shropshire. We're going to attempt to paint the Camaro in my very cold workshop. We're going to make a booth out of my Ram somehow, and put a bit of heat in it, and then try and get the first couple of coats on the Camaro. So yeah, fingers crossed it works, but yeah, it's not ideal painting here, but we're going to give it a go.
Right, so what we've done now, we've sheeted up Richard's 4-poster ramp. Now, this is not the right way to paint a car in general, but it will work for what we're doing. Now, race cars don't tend, in general, to have the most perfect paint jobs in the world because rubbing's racing and you're going to get tyre marks up it and everything, but what it's to do is freshen the car up. So we've used this 5-metre wide polythene, taped it all together, and then we're going to get the heater on in there and try and get a bit of heat into our little makeshift booth, and then we'll push the Camaro inside. Right, so this is the other end of the booth. So again, we've taped it up to seal the join up all the way through, and then we've got it draped over the sides. It's kind of going out like a bit of a tent, and then we've got these openings. So the openings are really important because it creates airflow on the way through. We've had a good sweep and a tidy up underneath, and it's time to get the heater on.
So I've just put some pieces of wood up just to try and lift the sheeting off, because obviously we'll never get it perfectly tight, but it just enables us to move around a little bit better and not have too much draping on top of us, because we haven't really got the head height, but yeah, we've got enough to do what we need to do. Let's leave that side, I think. See, he's just ripped the sheet. I was trying to be careful.
just going to use an old-fashioned space heater to provide the heat for this. This space heater is actually the same one that we used when we were painting the Mustang when Chris came and did it. So it'll provide enough heat in there to make sure the paint goes off nice and quickly, even though it is sub-zero out here today. So let's get this in. Richard said I can pour as much on his floor as I like. This is melting when I need a wee.
It's going to be the easiest contact ever.
That all lined up.
Yeah. Awesome trying.
Go on.
Look at him go. Oh, he was off the floor.
Yeah. You went for a little bounce then though, I saw you.
You like, did he come off the floor? Yeah, thank you.
Oh, rip it.
So, yeah, just roller in. These are Shep's wheels off the C-Class that he's gladly left and donated to me. So we're going to use them as a bit of a trestle table to put a front end on. Pallet on top of the wheels, and then I'm going to put the front end onto pallets because I think it's going to be easier to paint it with the front end off, just because we can get a fold inside the door jambs and whatnot. So yeah, chuck the front end on here. We're about to pull the curtains down and fire up the jet turbine to get some heat in here, and hopefully it doesn't blow all the plastic out. So, don't want to get your trousers by that, would you?
Right, so I'm just giving the front end a final sand, just trying to get rid of a bit more work on these lines and trying to get the last smooth bit done. Richard's just started mixing paint, so we'll be yeah, on to throwing some paint any moment.
Right, we're going to start painting. So I've got one pack matte black paint. I've got some standard thinners. We're going to mix it to a 50-50 paint mixture, load it in my gun and blast it off. You ain't seen the other things I've painted. Oh man, look at the mess of this.
Right, so I've just finished flattening off these bits as well. Richard has been painting the car inside the booth while I've been doing this, and I think he's going to come out here now and just dash some paint over this as well.
Right, so we've put first coat on, we're just going on with the second. Just done the second coat on the body of the car. Now we're going to hit the front nose cone, the rear end and the snoot, so fingers crossed. Just finished the third coat, third and final. I'm not going to go for any more. The heat inside here is amazing, really, considering it's just a makeshift vinyl plumbing sheeting. But yeah, I'm happy with it. So plan is we're going to let that go off for about half an hour, let it go firm. We're going to pull the front open, move these out of the way, put these inside there because it's slightly colder out here, as you can tell. It's yeah, not the best. So we're going to put them in the booth and go for it again.
So we've just turned off the heater and our Easy Bake oven has gone absolutely great. So the car has gone nice and hard. We've got 3 coats. Was it 3 or 4?
Three.
Three.
Yeah, three, yeah.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is a big swap around. We're actually going to push the car back to where you guys are right now, and we're going to bring all of the other bits inside because they're still kind of a bit tacky.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of bake those, and then we're going to go again and lay some more paint on the front components.
After a wee bit of juggling round, we've decided we're going to put the front end actually on the car, so we've just rested it on there. We've hung a few bits off the ramp, got a few trestles, hoping I can get enough heat in here now to finish them off and just make them look as good as the rest of the car.
Richard has done an awesome job of painting the Camaro, and it's come out really well actually.
It's just taken the whole of the day.
Yeah, the whole day.
Yeah, and we've put about 4 coats on in total, so it's looks good in here. We'll push it outside and see probably the next day or two. So
yeah, so as you can see, everything's still kind of like blown up, and that's the heat that's still in there. So what we're doing is, it's quite late now, so what we're going to do is just leave it like that. Leave as much heat in there, let everything kind of bake and everything dry properly, and then we'll check it out tomorrow. Right, so we're a couple of weeks later on now, and the Camaro is actually bone dry.
we're going to pull her out in the sun and put the windows back in and see what she looks like.
So by the look of it, this is the closest I'm going to come to actually driving this car. But this other car that I really want, then yeah, hopefully it'll give me the money and the funds and the time and the space to do that instead. There we go, the Camaro is all dry, ready assembled and ready to go for sale.
So we've painted it satin black. It's a race car finish, so nothing too pretty. We've gone pretty much scotched it all up, no primer needed because it's fiberglass shell, and blasted the paint over the top. It's had about 2 or 3 coats, managed to get it heated up nice in the booth to get it applied nicely. And yeah, it's come out well.
Yeah, the paint has actually dried on here absolutely bang on, to be fair. The car looks magnificent, and to be fair, we're like really falling in love with it as well. So yeah, absolutely awesome finish on it, and it is kind of now ready for its new owner. And as we said right at the start, the reason this is going is because we have found something, or I have found something that I want even more than this. This was on my tick list, bucket list, whatever you want to call it. I do feel I've kind of semi-scratched the itch, but this other one I just want more. And you can see our lockup is starting to look really, really full. So one of them's got to go to make space for this new one. So
yeah, I think we've made a good decision.
We have, yeah. So for now, that's it for this episode, and see you next time on the Anarchy Garage.